about 80 degrees anyway.
Yeah. That wind's pretty nice. It was about right here when these guys were still wondering what the hell I was getting into.
Well, every time Chris calls me, I still go, oh crap.
What's that?
Every time Chris calls me,
Yeah.
I still say, oh no, what is he getting me into?
Yeah, you weren't. I don't think you were really on board until we turned the corner.
I am on board with anything when it comes to filming. And the more boring they are, then it gives me a challenge to
Make them better.
yeah, and this was pretty easy. I wish this thing was a little tighter.
Need another plug or you?
No, I just... It'll be alright. I think that'll work. If anything, what I think what I'll do... Yeah, see, it's just rocking up there.
Sorry.
It's because the thing is not... has become loose.
Do you need to put that up here so it's not hanging?
No.
No, I mean like the cord.
No, it's this... The little ball in there is not tight anymore.
I got some black tape in that.
Oh, that would be great.
I can't remember if it's in the top one. Oh, the next one. That's my gun. I might have to lift that up and shut it. There's our black tape, Paul.
Find it.
Yeah. It's in that second jockey box.
Yeah, I tried to tighten that down once, but I might have to put something on that.
Something must be hitting it. Can't imagine I got too much shit in there. I think it's interesting how the further you get up here, the narrower the road is. You know, coming into town, you'd think they'd want to maybe have a wider road, but I keep thinking they don't want anybody with a wider road.
So I think what I'll do with this footage is kind of do a time lapse.
Yeah. There you go. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I got this camera. This is normally about a $300 little camera, and they were offering it like it was a special deal for $40.
Get out of here.
And I just thought, for $40, what the heck?
You got it.
Thing
You're
is
like,
phenomenal.
wow.
It's got a great stabilizer in it. In fact, I've tried to figure out how I could turn it into a kind of a GoPro, because in some ways this thing is a little more impressive than even the GoPros.
Serious.
But my new one, I told you about my new one I got.
Uh-huh.
It's 4K. It's pretty slick.
Well, I've seen a bunch of good footage so far, so.
See if I can. While you're driving, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. And a lot of those interviews that we got before, I can use in this.
Oh yeah.
Like the
ones outside the
cowboy guy. What was his name?
Paul Nettleton. You need me to talk? Do some more
I'm
stuff?
going to ask you some questions.
Okay. I just didn't know if we need to do the mic again.
Let's try a little bit awkward.
That's what she said. Yeah, I thought your wife was coming with us.
Yeah, she ended up having to do another story.
Really? We got all of that one, Paul.
Keep rolling off the go.
Ah. I think.
All right. So, how did you discover Silver City?
I discovered Silver City because of my good friend Paul Garner sitting in the back seat. Brought me up here probably 15 years ago. And we came up here and had a hamburger in an afternoon and drove all over the place to see the War Eagle mine that's up here, the grave that's clear out on the point, and some active mines that are still mining today.
So you're still here, and why?
I think it gets in your blood. It's kind of be a throwback to another time that was a lot simpler. I don't think it was easier, but I think it was simpler, and it just is a good out for me. I don't have many hobbies, and I love to bring people up here to see the look on people's face when they can't believe that what's up here. It's kind of a shock, which everybody in this truck knows. It's like a movie scene that's been frozen in time for 150 years.
Talk to me about this road going in.
Well, it's quite a switchback. It's pretty bumpy, washboardy, and the closer we get to town, the skinnier it gets. So we've probably been on about 22 miles of dirt road, and it's pretty ruddy. They had a hard winter last year, and I don't think they've been up here to grade or do anything to the road this year. So, you know, I know they have a great big festival over the 4th of July up here this year, and they have a big jamboree and so four-wheelers and stuff like that. And it's just interesting that the road isn't in a little bit better shape.
So I don't know if you want to talk about your idea as far as the panning, or would you rather have somebody else talk about that?
As the idea for the show.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we can, you know. 6 years ago, we started talking about doing a reality TV show kind of based on the gold panning and things that have happened up here and the ghost town, and that's where the idea came for Ghost Town Gold. And we decided that we'd bring people up here either with a lottery or somehow pick people out and let them come up and have a chance to pan for gold and do it like the old timers did, and have a chance to do the things that most people don't have a chance to do. And then we'll bring them up and put them up in this Idaho hotel. I think they've got 13 rooms that they rent out on the weekends. Got a little restaurant that they feed you really well, and we'll play some cards to see who gets to keep all the gold for the week, and if the people win, then they get to stay in the hotel, and if not, they're gonna have to go back and sleep on the ground underneath the stars. That's the idea behind the show.
Anything else you want to add?
Just it's a long way up here, but it's worth the trip. Well worth the trip.
No gas stations.
No gas stations. Hardly anything of anything. But there's about 60 buildings left out of 200 up here. Some of them are old and decrepit, and others, like the church, are brand new and being used every weekend during the summer for services. And it's just a pretty neat place to off the beaten path, and we've done the long way home here, and it's a long way home. But like I said, it's well worth it. So we'll be up here for a couple more days, and then we'll head back home.
Cool.
How was that?
Good.
Sasha says, she goes, sometimes you get tongue-tied, but most of the time you do a pretty dang good job for off the hip. I'm like, well, I hope so. I've had enough time to get interviewed now.
I don't know if you can see that. And if you listen to, my headphones are pretty much worn out, but that side right here, just the one side.
We're going straight, right, Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that the one that takes you to War Eagle?
Yep. I don't know what it's like. Of course it is. It might be a while.
If you put that top behind your neck,
Oh,
or you can put it, there you go.
okay.
You can see how good this light picks up.
Hold on.
You hear it okay?
Wow.
Well,
Sounds good, don't it?
I can't because I've got hearing aids.
Oh,
Putting that on there
doesn't let you hear it?
colors the hearing aids, so I can't hear it.
Oh. Did you hear it at all?
Huh? I can hear it. I couldn't tell what he was saying.
So I sounded good then.
Yeah, you sound all right.
Yeah, I think they made this road worse, Paul. I don't think they made it any better.
I don't think they've done anything. I don't think that touch been dug in for 2 or 3 years. These people up there in Silver City must. Can't imagine what a lot of people come up there, though.
Well, that's what I was just going to
3
say.
or 4 of them depends on
Their livelihood,
the
don't they?
tourist.
That one lady didn't. I was really surprised that I got a phone call and she didn't want her kids.
Oh,
in it.
I know. But she was so
That's
weird.
That is like, I think in all the years I've been doing that, it's like the second time where I've had somebody call and say, I don't want to be in it.
Well, we'll make dang sure that they're not in it this time, too.
She's saying, don't you have to get a
Released?
released? I said, not unless they're talking. We're on public lands, and but I just said, I'll take them out. I don't want to cause grief, but it was a good shot, though. I kind of hated taking it out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just hard to believe the road gets worse.
Yeah, I thought we got some pretty good interviews.
Oh, I know. Jerry and her husband were amazing. Both, you know. Even
Yeah.
though he was 3 sheets to the wind.
Yeah, he was pretty hammered.
Yes, he was.
And he said, the little brunette in the back.
I love that. What brought you here? The little brunette in the back. How'd you like to see what he's done with the upstairs and that?
Probably the same.
Think he hasn't done anything? I mean, yeah, he didn't look like he was in too big a hurry. But Paul, do you think these were dynamite shacks too?
Yep, I do.
kept them out of town in case something went south.
Right.
But this is where all that other town would have been, right?
Yep. Down here and up there, above it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Somebody's got a tent down there next to the tree. There's another dungeon shack. It was a two-story outhouse we seen, huh? We
Yeah.
were talking about. He said he'd only seen a couple of them.
Yeah, that's still going on. I'm sure that
Yeah.
probably took time
You see all the rock that they took out of that side hill.
One thing about this place up there, it's pretty warm right now, but it won't be long, and it starts cooling off quick.
You see Braden raise his shirt up.
No.
As we drove by, he rolled his shirt up. Farrell looks out the window. Don't be doing that to me. We're gonna be sharing a room. Yeah, the best part about up here, I shouldn't say this because there's audio now, but thank God Farrell doesn't have cell service. His wife blows him up.
Serious?
I don't know why she does it, and he mainly because I think he reacts. She's called and ruined a lot of our shop. Well, it's him. He actually had to have a heart-to-heart with him because he did it on a pain job. I said, Farrell.
Yeah. Can't do it for pain. Yeah.
So that kind of brought him back. Yeah, he's a good guy though.
He's sure been good up here this time.
Yeah. He was pumped. He's been so excited
Oh,
about
he
this.
kept texting me. I have no idea what to expect. I am so pumped.
Yeah.
I think he's told me thank you half a dozen times. And we're here.